joining us now is America's mayor. There he is, my friend, the mayor, the former one of New York, but he's always America's mayor and New York's mayor. You know I love you, Rudy. Rudy, boy, oh boy, can you believe what's going on in Portland? It is extraordinary. The fact that you have officials, you have the mayor of Portland coming out and saying nothing to see here. It reminds me so much of the quote summer of love, Rudy. Remember when I think it was on CNN or MSNBC where the building's burning, the police station in the background, and you got the reporter saying everything's peaceful. That's what's going on, it looks like, in Portland now.
I shouldn't laugh. There's nothing to laugh about, but it is so ironic that it never changed. And of course, except for a few people like poor Nick Sauter, who got himself arrested for doing nothing. And Rita, it sounds like a set-up arrest. I hate to say this, by the police department. So I'm not gonna say this authoritatively. I'm just gonna say it as a question. Okay? There's a good question as to whether Antifa runs the police department of Portland, because Nick was there to cover it. Nick is one of the people who went undercover in Antifa, you know, along with Andy No and our friend Cara Castronova. Met a couple of people went undercover in Antifa. I know about 10 others. They run Portland. But when I said organized crime runs the place, except for Al Capone, no one's ever run a police department. They set up the arrest of Nick. There's a very good piece of evidence that 3 people were on a list that Antifa wanted eliminated from the rally, so the rally would not be publicized. So Nick got punched around a little. He may have done a little himself to protect himself, but he committed no crime. There's complete footage of it. And this is an outrage, and I think the president now knows about it. Nick is one of his strongest supporters and just a great guy. But it's terrible there. I don't think this has changed since the pandemic. In other words, this has been 4 years of an American city that has seceded from the United States. They have their own form of government. They don't recognize our laws. I'm not even sure they use our flag that much. And they've been attacking the ICE building for 100 straight days and gotten very little coverage until people like Nick and a few others went there. A couple of them got beaten up really badly. We can't tolerate this. Now, if Curtis Sliwa wants to put out an ad, he should put this out and say, "This is where Mondami's taking you."
Right. You do not want this to come to New York.
That's our next step.
Right.
New York.
No, that's a very powerful point, because you're right. Because, of course, Mondani has been very sympathetic to many of the protesters. He's also told the police to stand down. That's a problem. I agree with you, Rudy.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.